there are three levels that women go through in terms of the career path and also sort of shattering the glass ceiling, so to speak. So at the early stage, there is an issue of confidence. So the younger people leave university, they're starting their career, they have an issue with confidence. Am I good enough? Am I as good as the next person? So that is an issue we see is very common. And one of the things to do to overcome that is obviously have more discussions around, yes, you can, yes, you are worthy, that sense of it's your place. Sit at the table, it's your place. So that's number one, addressing the confidence issue. But the second thing, so the higher you go, you will notice, and I'm sure there are studies that show that the bigger pull from university up, there are more girls leaving university. But the higher you go, yes, there is the area of marriage, having children, and a lot of a social constraint. So the second thing is women tend to forget themselves because they have so much. So here, what tends to happen is that they tend to give up. So rather than going for the executive position, they actually end up staying at home because there is no support system around them to make sure that they are supported. So I suppose from a corporate policy would be good to have flexibility, but also, and I know Mifotra has done an amazing job with changing the school hours so that there is more quality time between kids and parents. So here, I suppose what is available there is just have those policies, but at the same time, at the personal level, learn to say no. Learn to say no when you feel like you are overwhelmed, so you don't forget yourself and you end up actually do more for others and not yourself. The third thing, which I think is really equally important, is the higher you go in terms of the hierarchy of leadership or the pyramid of leadership. So when you look at the board level, executive committee, heads of departments, so you will have one issue with women in business or women in leadership, so that will be the issue of guilt. The issue of guilt is incredible among women. So having coached hundreds of women, including myself, there is that issue of guilt where maybe you are a CEO of an organization, maybe you earn more money than your husband or your boyfriend, fiancé, or whatever, the people around you, and then you feel guilty, or maybe you don't spend much time with your children. So that issue actually I've seen has plagued many, many women, and they end up dimming their light. So I would even say, don't dim your light. Find the ways and frameworks to make sure that you actually shine brighter, because everyone around you will shine brighter. So here, that's something I've also gone through myself. And I'm not speaking out of the books and research and what I have come across, but those are the three things I too had to overcome from the earlier, where I had to believe that I can. Even if I lived in Europe, in the Middle East, as a black woman, formerly refugee, formerly girl, whatever category, I too had to work myself up to believe that I'm confident, I can do anything, and also I deserve it. I'm here to add value. So once you know all of those things, there is no barrier at all.
Yeah. Before we let you go and end this amazing discussion, you spoke of empowering young girls through education.
Yes.
But there are young female professionals aiming to become future success stories. What sort of advice would you give them?
So they're aiming to become successful stories.
Yeah.
There are two parts. It's a compounded question there. So one, I know we are in the world of Instagram and Twitter and TikTok, etc. Don't aim to become a story. Don't aim to have the hits, the likes, etc., but aim to know yourself. So your success comes with knowing yourself. Your success comes with knowing why you are doing what you do. So discovering your potential, what you do best, your uniqueness is in fact what is underneath. That's a treasure that will actually get you to shine. So not necessarily go for the crowd, but go for, why am I here? Who am I? What talents do I have? What can I do better than anybody? And that will bring confidence. Then that would make sure that you don't even see the barriers, because those barriers, yes, will be there. There is no perfect world. But the stories, yes, it's good to tell them, but the stories are better told by someone else. So let your story be told by someone else.
Yeah, thank you very much for taking your time to join us in our news. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. To other matters, Regine Mukairanga is a 36-year-old